to the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's move on to the real team in the NFL. The Chiefs just picked up the fifth-year option on cornerback Trent McDuffie and the defensive end George Kalakafis. I can never say his name right. You guys know who I'm talking about. George K. from Notre Dame. And we're breaking down all what you need to know. But guys, it is time to overreact or underreact. Let's get into it. Trent McDuffie, guys, is the best cornerback in the NFL, not named Sauce Gardner. Is that an overreaction or an underreaction? I want you guys to answer this question. Guys, McDuffie isn't just showing up. He's making game-changing plays on the regular for the Kansas City Chiefs. All pro defense or cornerback 2 years in a row now. He's forced 8 stumbles and even had a few sacks sprinkled in. He's a hybrid defensive back who can play the slot, can blitz. He's a basically spag chess piece. But let's pump the brakes. Is he really just a step behind Sauce Gardner? Or is he too much praise for a guy who benefits from a loaded Kansas City Chiefs defense? Guys, overreaction or underreaction, Trent McDuffie is the best cornerback in the NFL, not named Sauce Gardner. Guys, if you look at the stats of Trent McDuffie, they're going to lie to you. The man got his first interception of his NFL career last season. Why? Because people do not throw his way. Period. They don't throw his way. They avoid him. There's a reason why the Chiefs picked up his fifth-year option. They're trying to get a long-term deal done. The man's going to get paid because he is a centerstone of that Kansas City Chiefs defense. When the Honey Badger left, Trent McDuffie stepped up. When old what's-his-face went down to the Tennessee Titans, he stepped up yet again. When Justin Reed left for the Saints this last season, Trent McDuffie is going to step up yet again. Guys, it is not an overreaction. Trent McDuffie is the best quarterback in the NFL. I would put him over Sauce Gardner. He's a solid piece. He is the game wrecker that the Kansas City Chiefs need on that defense. But what do you guys think? Is it an overreaction or underreaction that Trent McDuffie is the best cornerback in the NFL, not named Sauce Gardner? Old Man Griver says their defense was pretty good. I think you mean their defense was great. The Kansas City Chiefs defense has been great and will be great moving forward, but Alpha Rob says slow it down. Alpha Rob says, sorry, Buck, but I cannot give no KC player credit. Overreaction. Alpha Rob, you need to take your bias out of it, brother. You need to take your bias out of it and understand that Trent McDuffie is a dog. Just like Real McCoy said, he's a real solid piece, brother. He is. You cannot be sleeping on this man, but Old Man River says,
big skin pun.
He says an overreaction. Man, y'all crazy. Y'all just haters. But let's move it on to George. George is the most underrated pass rusher in the NFL. Guys, is that an overreaction or underreaction? 24.5 sacks in 3 seasons. 8 more in the playoffs by George, and he led the Kansas City Chiefs in sacks this past year. Of course, he's not a household name. No commercials, no headlines. He just out here grinding in the shadows while players like Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett steal the spotlight. Guys, George is producing because of the scheme around him, or is it in spite of him? Guys, is George the most underrated pass rusher in the NFL? Overreaction or underreaction? Guys, this is an overreaction as well. No. Sorry. This is an underreaction. George gets overshadowed by his own teammates, a.k.a. Chris Jones. George is a beast. Guys, watch him play. There is no way in my mind that George is not a starter on every other team and stealing the spotlight from Myles Garrett, stealing the spotlight from Micah Parsons, stealing the spotlight from T.J. Watt. Next season, the year after that, for the next 5, 6, 7 seasons, he is going to become a household name. He is going to become a household name. It's simple as that. Simple as that. Old Man Ray was talking about the Cleveland defense, Sparky. The world doesn't evolve the Kansas City Chiefs. We're talking about the Chiefs right now, brother. Still talking about the Chiefs.